Now the first month of 2023 has been and gone. I want to take a look at what's going on with the sales and rental market here in Wellingborough. So in January 2023, there were 636 properties up for sale, which is 69 more than what there were in January 2022, which is a 12.2% increase. Not only has the number of properties advertised increased, but also the number of properties that are sold subject to contract has also increased from this time last year. The increase is from 9.5% and has increased to 12.4%. There is, however, a small dip in the asking price, which is shown in the last month, which was around 0.46%, which works out at around £1,291 compared to December 2022. Yet this is still higher than any other point since I've been taking this data since January 2021. So the average asking prices have risen in the last 12 months by around 8.72%, which works out in the numerical value of 18,791. However, since January 2021, there's been an increase of 28.2%, which works out a numerical figure of £60,882 since January 2021. So as you can see, quite a large increase in such a short space of time. Asking prices have dropped for the third consecutive month. So in total, that is a 4.7% drop in the average asking price, which turns out to be a numerical figure of around 34,736, which is lower than peak December 2021, showing this downward trend, which probably means that vendors are starting to match the market with their asking prices due to supply and demand. So the number of properties which are advertised at a reduced rate is at 10.1% of the market. This has been steadily increasing since June 2022, which is an increase of 3.1% of the market. Further evidence of the market correcting itself is the average asking price has dropped by 12.3%, which works out as a numerical figure of 21,873. When properties are advertised, agents usually put the property on for a little bit more money to ensure there is buffer room for negotiations to take place. However, studying the market for which I have, there is quite a large difference between the average asking price and the amount the properties are actually sold for. Now, what I've found is that there is a 14.2% difference between the average asking price and the amount they're actually sold for, which works out the numerical figure to be around the £37,000 mark, which, as you can see, is quite a large difference. That then still shows me that there is still room in the market for the property prices to come down. There is forecasts that there may be between a 5 to 10% drop in house prices, with some being a little bit more optimistic at around 3%. But let's discuss in case for the worst case scenario. In case there is a 10% drop in asking prices, that still does put us back in line with where the house prices were in November 2021, which is, although being 2 years ago, there is still a short time frame between then and now. So a little update on the rental market. So the average asking price in 2022 was 774. So there has been a small increase this year, where we've seen the average asking price is £786. Which is still lower than the peak of November 2022, which the average asking price was £811 in November 2022. So the current increase is still 11.8% higher than 2 years ago, which works out around about £83 per month. Zoop's bittersweet forecast is that the rate of increase will slow throughout the year, and new renters attached to new properties, it's anticipated that there will be a 5% increase in 2023. If you have any questions, give me a call at Woodhead & Co on 01933 837 000.